Hey, hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Are my glasses crooked? Probably because I get smacked in the face all the time by my 3-year-old. Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Riley. You may know me as Honey Rags. I resell anything and everything on Poshmark, eBay, and Etsy. Majority of my income comes from eBay and Poshmark right now. Probably always has and always will, just because I focus more effort onto those platforms right now. Used clothing is a huge chunk of that income pie for me. So I like to focus on that when I make my videos. Not only that, but most of the followers that I've gained via YouTube and over on Instagram follow me in relation to my clothing reselling. So yeah, that's what I do. I've been doing it for 5 years now. I can say that. If you can't tell by the title, I'm gonna be reading out a list of, I think it's 20 brands that sell exponentially better. I just spit. I'm so glad that I'm disgusting. Anyway, I made a list of brands that sell way better on Poshmark than they do on eBay, specifically women's clothing brands. Now, why is this important? Because I guarantee most of the brands on this list you guys have probably heard of. This is important because if you are an eBay exclusive seller, or maybe you sell on both, and you've tried a brand out before on eBay and it didn't work for you, so you stopped picking up the brand, maybe rethink that brand, but just do Poshmark exclusive. So there are, like, I have a weird brand ladder in my head where a certain brand will meet the eBay criteria where I know that it will sell better on eBay, so I list it on eBay. Whereas this handful of other things, I won't even bother listing on eBay. I list on Poshmark. Self-explanatory, the reason for that is there are a lot of brands that I cannot move on eBay. And when I do move them, it's for like $15 with free shipping, which after what I paid, the time it took to list them, process them, and paying for shipping on my half and eBay fees, it's not even worth it. But I can pop them over on Poshmark and list them for like 20 bucks and the buyer pays shipping and they move. I don't know. You know, I think a lot of it too is eBay. A lot of buyers on eBay are kind of on eBay looking for the deal, right? And I'm just as bad. I'm just as bad. Like, you can blame me for this too. Because when I go shopping on eBay, I'm really looking for the deal. You know, they started off as being an auction website. A lot of people doing auctions are trying to, you know, get a good deal. So when I'm on eBay, I'm primarily thinking of like, oh, I want to get something at a discounted price, right? Whereas when I'm shopping on Poshmark, I'm more leisurely shopping for the fun of shopping online. Like, I'll scroll through, like, it's more, not only that, but Poshmark is exclusively clothing focused, whereas eBay, like, they do 1,000 other things. So yeah, I don't know. There's just certain brands that sell better on Poshmark. And I'm not trying to drag on the intro because it is self-explanatory, but vice versa. There's some things that I can have on Poshmark, like usually higher end things. I can have them on there for like $50, $60, and I sit on them forever, but I pop them on eBay for the same price and they're like, have like 50 watchers and then it sells the next day. So anyway, these are in no particular order. The first brand I have on here is Vineyard Vines. So Vineyard Vines, anything goes right to Poshmark. I've tried cross-listing a couple things to eBay and they just don't get any attention. Pendleton. So I am picky with Pendleton now, but Pendleton suede jackets, like their long duffel coats or trench coats, I will still pick up. And those, you know, I can put on eBay for like 35 bucks. I sit on forever. I get a bunch of lowball offers and then I put them on Poshmark and it seems like they get a lot more attention right away and they move quicker also. Lucy Activewear. So if you're not familiar with Lucy, they have a pull tab familiar or comparable, I should say, to Lululemon pull tab. So if you find something that feels nice quality, it's Activewear, and it doesn't have a tab. Lucy has a little orange embroidered bar, either on the side, like on the side seam at the bottom, or at the end of the sleeve. And if it's pants, it's at the very bottom seam, cuff, whatever you want to call it. That's how you know something's Lucy. Lucy sells consistently for me on Poshmark. Sam Edelman. This is including Circus by Sam Edelman, not Sam and Libby. I don't do Sam and Libby, but Sam Edelman sells, it's a good bread and butter brand for me on Poshmark. However, on eBay, it's a no-go. Free People, I don't know if this is gonna come as a surprise to absolutely any of you, but Free People is not even, maybe 2 years ago I put some Free People stuff on eBay, but even special pieces now, all of it goes to Poshmark. I don't even bother putting it on eBay. J. McLaughlin. This may be a brand that some of you don't know about. J, like the letter J, McLaughlin, spelled like McLaughlin. I love the brand. It's a nice preppy brand. I don't know what I'd compare it to, but it has a pretty high retail price, not like luxury prices, but I have sold a couple J. McLaughlin pieces on eBay, but I sat on them longer than when I put them on Poshmark. I can expect to have them moved and sold on Poshmark within 1 to 2, 3 months tops, which is normal for me. Whereas on eBay, I'm usually sitting on them 3 months is like the average, and then it can go beyond that. So Lafayette 148, this is kind of a higher end brand. Surprisingly though, it's a brand that I still pick it up, but I'm not excited to find it anymore because it's a slow moving brand for me. However, it is slower on eBay than it is on Poshmark, which is why it made the list. Do I have to go through that every time? I feel like I'm just like reiterating. Fabletics, Activewear. This is another brand I don't pick up every piece. I want to say maybe half to 6 out of 10 pieces that I find. I could have just fucking said 3/5. Why am I giving all these fractions? Doesn't matter. Fabletics sells better on Poshmark. Okay, Cabi. I only pick up new label Cabi, and I'm selective about it. 2 years ago, I would pick up all new label Cabi, and even like just the tank tops I could still sell for like $16 on Poshmark, which I know a lot of you probably think that's not even worth it. But for me, you know, the quantity builds up, it adds up. So I have no shame with picking a bunch of things up that are only gonna sell for $16, $17, $18 on Poshmark. But I am more selective with Cabi because I was like looking at my inventory because I try to do like, you know, my checks and balances like a normal fucking business owner. Oh my God, I'm swearing today. I'm sorry guys. I don't know what's up with me. Anyway, I try to do the checks and balances, and like a year and a half ago, I realized I'm like, I have a massive amount of Cabi in my inventory, and it does sell. I sell a lot of it, but I'm just like sitting back kind of thinking, and I'm like, I have a lot of it. Like maybe I should slow down and be more selective with it because it's overwhelming. People Like Frank is another brand. Some of you may not have heard of People Like Frank because I had no idea about it until I started reselling. People Like Frank. I don't know who Frank is. So that brand I've never sold on eBay. And I've listed a couple things. I ended up pulling them and putting them on Poshmark, and they sell. Coincidence? No, they just sell better on Poshmark. Magashoni, I don't bother listing on eBay. That's a Poshmark brand for me. Keen shoes. I'm kind of selective on them now, but because I find them all the time. But they're a consistent seller over on Poshmark. Lowell. L-O-L-E. It's a Canadian-based activewear brand. I make fun of myself in my head every time I say that out loud because like I know my regular viewers, like there's certain brands that I always have a follow-up, like it's a Canadian-based activewear brand, and Horny Toad, now known as Toad & Co. Like I have this, I feel like I have to, it's like an OCD thing, like I have to let you guys know that it's a Canadian-based activewear brand, or else how would you know? Anyway, Lowell, you know what? I'm proud of myself because I'm getting more selective with that too. Just shows you I'm replacing it with the newer, more mainstream brands. You know, you have to do that like all the time as a reseller. You have to constantly replace these brands in your head that you got attached to. And you're like, oh, here's the new thing. This other brand that I have to start looking for now. And then the other thing starts fading away. It's kind of sad, really. That was unrelated. Lowell, don't list it on eBay. This may surprise some of you guys that I actually picked this brand up. It's Carhartt. So I will pick up Carhartt men's and women's jeans, and I will pick up their jackets. They're obviously their regular shirts, like hoodies and stuff, I don't really pick up. I don't think I've ever picked up any of those. But their jeans sell around $25 for me on Poshmark if they're in good condition, and their jackets around $30. So I do put those on Posh. We're getting to the end of the list here. Maeve, which is an Anthropologie brand, but I don't think it's Anthropologie exclusive. M-A-E-V-E. So Maeve is a slow mover for me in general, if we're looking at my averages, but I still do pick it up. because there's just a certain market for Maeve pieces, and you find the right buyer and they will pay up for it. And 9 times out of 10, that buyer is on Poshmark. Kuhl, K-U-H-L, that's another one. UGG boots. You know, it's really saturated. The market's really saturated out there. You can look up UGG classic boots on Poshmark and you can get thousands and thousands of results. So you got to price it competitively, you know. I know some people probably don't like me for this because they say, like, you know, the lower resellers who price things competitively keep setting the bar lower. Like, a lot of people have that mindset, which makes sense. But there are certain brands that you just have to price competitively. That's UGG for me. Get a good pair of UGG boots from the bins or something like that. I have no problem putting them for, like, the classic ones at least, not the special style. I have no problem putting them for 18 bucks. They move quicker that way than pricing them at like 25 like everybody else. So UGG. Marmot, it's M-A-R-M-O-T, the T is silent. Marmot, probably comparable to Patagonia. Doesn't sell quite, it doesn't have like the cult-like following that Patagonia has, but it's a pretty quick mover for me on Poshmark. And the last one I have on this list, but I just had a little thought bubble, so I'm gonna add one more. The last one I have on the list is Moth, M-O-T-H, just like moth, like the flighty little specks in the air. That sells for me, gets a lot of attention on Poshmark. You know, I can have a moth cardigan listed on Poshmark and it has, you know, 27 likes within the first couple of weeks. I put it on eBay and it's stale, stagnant, has like 7 views and no likes. So moth. And then the last one that I just thought of really quickly, vintage Disney. If I found something that's like 1960s, 1970s Disney, that will go to eBay, because that, you get early Disney and you have more of like the collectible stuff, right? Even, I'll go as far as saying even 80s. You know, of course, some Disney stuff is always collectible, like, you know, the Haunted Mansion stuff, that's always collectible no matter what year it's from. But I'd say anything from like 1990 to today, anything Disney, that will go right to Poshmark. If it predates like late 80s, even 90, that goes to eBay, because then it falls in that weird category where it's like people are buying it to collect it because of its age, not because they actually like the piece, if that makes sense. That just popped up in my head real quick. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, you know, this was slightly informative. Here comes my kid in his underwear. Hopefully that was slightly informative. If you've tried some of these brands out on eBay and they didn't work for you and you gave up on the brands, maybe try your hand out at putting them on Poshmark. And if you have some on eBay and they're not getting movement, try firing them over on Poshmark, see what happens. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description. I give him credit that I got 15 minutes into the video without an interruption. I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description to my Instagram, which is honey.rags. From there, you can go to my website, check out my reseller themed merchandise and stuff like that. Happy selling, happy thrifting, and stay safe.